Why hire outside vendors to look at this situation and
Good
make an
question.
analysis?
Well, let's start with the fact that when the FBI came to the DNC, they didn't come to the staff or the management. It's like going to Best Buy and going to the Geek Squad and not going to the general manager of the store. And so by the time it got to the top of the DNC, the Russians had been in our serving our system for months. What we did was we got all of the servers, we collected all of the machines, all of the laptops, all of the desktops, everything. We went through them. We had forensic examination because we wanted to have a record of our own data, our own material. Because if we turn that in and in scrubbing our machines, they inadvertently hit a wrong button, it would delete all of our data. It was bad enough that it took us 9 months to get to for the FBI to come knocking at the door and not just going to the Geek Squad. The last thing we needed was to turn over all of our machines without having our own copies. So what we did is that we made our copies and we gave them to them. And that's the evidence they use. And if you heard Director Comey's testimony early this year, he said that it came from a very good source, CrowdStrike, and the FBI was able to get what they needed. Now, let me tell you, we turned over a lot more to them. And if you read my book, I even talked about how a week out, they still wanted us to delete our files because of the constant attacks that we were under. And we decided that we had to go with whatever we had left because it was just not possible. When you talk about the data that we collect data based on, not just analytics and research, but we have a history of Donna Brazile voting, Tim Black voting if you vote as a Democrat. We have a history of we also collect other information. Like, for example, I subscribe to Essence magazine. I also subscribe to the Golf Digest. So from time to time, I get Republican mail. So all of this data is in a huge vault that we have our service, and they came under heavy attack. And we had to protect that because if we lost that, we had no walk sheets, we had no call sheets, we had no donor sheets, we had nothing. And we had to protect it. And that's the reason why we gave them a copy. And let me tell you something. As the chair, we spent a hell of a lot of money to give them everything. And so every computer, every laptop, every iPad, every phone, everything was given. Every staff person, every consultant had to turn it in, and we destroyed everything after finding out what we needed. And then we had to purchase new equipment and rebuild from scratch. It was tough. It was a hard time. I never want to repeat that again.